Interpretation. Can you imagine? The finance people dealing with the proofs and with contradiction. That's what is a nightmare. I mean, in Pakistan, you don't find such people who can talk about this finance. Is that because it's mathematically mature and we are not ready to do anything which involves math? Okay, so we want to get suited to it. We want to talk lots, junk, nothing. That's what. So we. That's what we talk about. Huh? No, it's not haunting us. But what I have covered, for example, with you in this part actually, it took me 2 classes actually just to. So I took one whole period of maybe around 2.5 hours to just make sure that they understand what is the definition of arbitrage opportunity and proving this theorem. I taught this course last time for this course and MS people. It was a good experience actually. For me, but I don't know more than them. Okay, so I want to prove that this is not true. So suppose contrary that this inequality is not true. So if this is not true, what is true? What would be true actually? Huh? So what does this inequality is saying? This inequality is saying that this guy should sit between S1 of D and S1 of U. So in other words, I have S1 of D here and S1 of U here, and this guy S0 1 plus R on real line, it should sit between S1 of D and S1 of U. So if this is not happening, what could happen actually?
Either this side or this side.
Exactly. So either this would be here
or
here. So if this is going to be here, it could be equal to this guy.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to again do 2 cases. Like I'm just going to do one and you can do the second for yourself. So suppose contrary that this inequality is violated. And this is strategy. This guy is also going to tell you, the thing that I'm writing now, that okay, if you see the violation of this inequality, how you can, exercise it basically. How you can exercise this arbitrage. Okay? So suppose contrary that F1 of D is less than or equal to what? No.
Greater than
S naught 1 plus R is less than or equal to S1 of D, which is less than S1 of D. What does this mean? This means that this guy means that I have S naught, something in my, and that if I multiply it with 1 plus R, I'm doing what? So for me, this is kind of a riskless investment. So there is no randomness in S naught. It's given to me. Okay, so 1 plus SR times S naught is a known quantity. So it's kind of a riskless investment. So that's a riskless investment. In both scenarios, is less than what? The risky investments. And here the thumb rule actually. If you find an arbitrage opportunity, okay, what you have to do is that sell the expensive thing so that you can have lots of money in your pocket and buy the cheap. Because I know that in future its price is going to go up. And hence, you can expect some money actually. So which is cheap here? That's a cheap guy. So can consider this portfolio. If this is the situation, consider this investment actually, XY, which is invest one here and invest this much over this much in bonds. So invest this much in bonds and invest this much in stock. In other words, sell these guys and buy a stock. Sell these guys and buy a stock. Now, okay, gradually you're going to grasp actually that why you have things like that. Okay. At the moment it looks alien to you. How can I come to know? But if you observe this inequality, make this investment, then you're going to see a value. Now, what should be the value of this portfolio at time 0? So it's going to be x v naught plus y s naught. So it's going to be minus s naught plus s naught, which is 0. Agree? How about v1 phi of, for example, u? So I'm going to have x v1, which is minus s naught over v naught times v1 plus y s naught, which is going to be s naught. Now is going to be this guy. So on simplifying, this is going to be s1 of u minus 1 plus r times s naught. Agree? Because this is v naught times 1 plus r, so v naught get cancelled. What you can say about the sign of this quantity?
Positive.
It's positive. If that is happening, does this make phi an arbitrage opportunity? Not yet, because we need to see the v1 phi of dl. V1 phi of d. So it's going to be what? On the same line, it's going to be s1 of d minus 1 plus r times of s1. Okay?
Again positive.
It's not positive. It's non-negative.
Oh, sorry. Equivalent.
Therefore, phi is an arbitrage opportunity. And that's a contradiction to your assumption that the model is viable. Because what we assume that model is viable, there's no arbitrage opportunity here. So therefore, we should. So in other words, this kind of thing should not happen. Okay? And so that's one possibility. Next, if that
S1 of D is less
you
than
have S1 of D less than
S1 of U
S1
less
of
than
D
equal to
less than or equal to S naught plus
S1
plus
plus
R, and my claim is that in this case now make this investment. In other words, you sell a bond, sell a stock, get money, and what? Invest this much in bonds. That's not working. Okay. And this is going to make sure that you're going to have a guarantee for this amount.
ये पहले स्क्रेच किया गया था.
That's not correct. Now, what's the benefit of this theorem? The benefit of this theorem is that now you got necessary and sufficient condition to know that whether your model contains arbitrage opportunity of hope that you guys are not tired, because I want to quickly give the key ideas in this chapter. I want to finish up this chapter. Work hard on this, do the exercises, you're going to learn it quick in experience. It's not difficult. Okay. So now the first objective has been done. So we set up some objectives, number one. So there were two fundamental objectives. We want to make sure that in the movement of price there is no arbitrage opportunity. And the second thing is that if I have a function of a stock, which is kind of the derivative, then it should be fairly priced. In other words, there shouldn't be any arbitrage opportunity, and it shouldn't be overpriced or underpriced. Okay? Overpriced and underpriced. Therefore, let's move towards the second thing, which is that if I have a derivative, then how can I price it? So what I mean by a financial derivative? You're going to read first chapter, then you're going to get detail. So the financial derivative essentially is a function of a stock. In other words, it's a function B, okay, which is a function of a stock. Okay? And a stock is a function of omega. Okay, it depends on omega. So therefore I would say that D is something which depends on omega. It depends on whether it goes up or down, stock goes up. Okay. So roughly any financial derivative mathematically is a function of a stock. Okay. For example, option I. Okay. Option is one example. I'll talk about option in detail. I'll talk about in general first about the derivatives, and then in particular I'll talk about an example of option. So option is one example. So you can have other derivatives as well. One option, put option, you can have American style option, European style option, Russian option, Bermudian options. You have lots of, a hell lot of options. Okay, which works.
Pakistan.
I mean, there is no option industry in Pakistan. They are not being traded. Because to trade the option, you need a hell lot of money. You should have a hell lot of money in the stock, which we don't have. So, but I tell you something very interesting. In some sense, this is being started in Pakistan. So it's like some toy models of options. People are thinking to start it in Pakistan. So again, if people are thinking to start it, we need people who can play with these things. We don't have. So it's roughly betting on a stock. So it's like, I don't know a stock, okay, but let's talk about something which depends on a stock. So it's roughly betting on a stock. Okay. So, for example, what's an option? So option is an agreement, roughly in this context, that you make at time 0. So it's an option. It's a contract that is basically that is take place between two parties. Okay. And okay, so there are two kind of people involved in options. Number one, someone who is in long position and someone who is in short position. What is the meaning of being long position in option. Being long position in the option means owning the option. So I have got the option. And being short position means that someone has given me option. So someone who has given me option, okay, to trade something, to buy or sell something, okay, is in short position, and someone who has got option in his pocket, okay, buy or sell something, is going to be in the long position. Now what's a call option? Okay, what's an option in general? So option is a financial contract which takes place between two parties, okay, which guarantees the person with the long position that at the time one, okay, so they kind of made an agreement. Let me try to simplify it for you as much as possible. So at time 0, so these two guys, okay, these two guys made an agreement, and the agreement that they made, that for example this guy is what you call, a producer. It's a producer of the object. So it's a producer. So this guy comes to him, and these two, he or she, okay, it's not being, gender bias, okay. So these two guys basically agree with each other that on this date, which is time 1, I'm going to sell this product, the product that I'm going to get in the future, on a specified price, which I call it a strike price. Now this strike price is basically settled now at the moment, at time 0. So we fix a price that, okay, we are going to have the trade, okay, on fixed price. For example, this trade could be about the stock actually. So stock itself is a kind of a derivative. Okay. So they made an agreement that this guy is going to sell 1 unit of his stock at this price at time 1. Okay? But he has given, this guy has given this guy an option. And the option is that if you get a better price from market, go and buy from there. If you get a better, so in other words, imagine that this guy, so it's like, this guy is $10, okay? That's $10. But this guy, observes that from market I can get the same things in $8. Question, why to buy from him? If it is a binding argument, if it is a binding contract, then this guy will be happy. Because just think about it. He is going to sell an overpriced thing basically. Okay? If this guy is going to sell that unit of his stock in the market, is going to get the $8, while since both are in the binding agreement, so this guy is going to sell him in $10 and make profit. But what we are saying that we are giving him option. So this guy is giving option here basically. So it's like a short position is giving. So person with a short position in stock is giving person with long position an option. So option. Okay, I write that at time 1, if you wish, you can buy from me the stock at this price. Okay, and if you wish, if you get a better price, go and buy from the market. Exactly, the buyer is happy. The long position guy is happy in this one. Okay. But he's a clever guy. He's a clever guy. He's not going to do something like, which can put him in trouble. Okay? So he's going to do something. Okay? The question is, there is no free lunch. Look at why he should give such kind of, why he should expose himself to basically this kind of a risk. The answer is that he is going to charge some money from this guy as a premium at time 0. Question is how much he must charge. And that is going to be what we call the price of the option or the premium of the option. Because that price and that money that he is going to get as a premium is going to help him to meet with the worst case scenarios to minimize the risk. Okay, are you getting the point? So again, two parties making a contract out the future, fixing a price now, which is A, and this price is called a strike price. This price is called the strike price. Okay? And this guy has an option that if he wish, he can buy that stock from what you call from this guy or from the market. Okay? He's surely going to buy. When this guy is surely going to buy the stock from this guy?
When the market price is greater than
When the market price is greater than
this price, strike price.
You're going to say, give me the stock at this price. He's going to kind of exercise his option. Okay. And if the strike price the price of the security is smaller than the strike price, option is worthless. Are you getting the point? So that's called option. But you can have another way around that. This guy can give this guy an option that if you wish, you can sell me this stock or not. It's just other way around. ये भी कोई सी option दे सकते. So that's a situation what you call that's called the put option. Are you getting the point? Perfect. Now for the call option, what should be the payoff? In other words, what should be the D of omega? I don't know that what is going to be the payoff of this derivative, but I can write it as S1 of omega minus K and plus. Have you seen this guy, X plus? What is X plus? So X plus means the maximum of X and 0. Okay. Maximum of X and 0. Now, when X plus is going to be 0?
When maximum of these
X is less than 0. When it's going to be 0, is going to be X. X is bigger than 0. So it's a good recipe to say the same thing. So are we going to get the same thing? Just think about it. So I'm saying that okay, S1 of omega. So for the S1 of omega, I can have two possibilities. Either it could be bigger than K or smaller than K. So if it is bigger than K, the first case. If it is bigger than K, then what is going to be the D of omega? It's going to be the difference, S1 of omega minus K.
Then
S1 of omega is bigger than
K.
If S1 of omega is bigger than K, then their difference is bigger than
0.
And it's going to worth nothing. Okay, if S1 of omega is less. If S1 of omega is less than K. Okay. Okay. Now you can already see here that this derivative is a function of a stock. The payoff of option is a function of stock, depending on the stock, and therefore I'm calling it derivative. So that's one example of derivative. There can be lots of others. So I can put S1 of cube minus A here. I can have any crazy formula in terms of stock. So it's going to be the derivative. So that's one of the things. And the problem is that if we know the payoff, what this guy, especially in the case of the call option, should charge the premium for the option. That's what we have to know in this case.
जो स्ट्राइक प्राइस है ये हर यूनिट ले रहे हैं या ओवरऑल?
It's just for a unit. For the unit.
So the number of units
So,
are not
the
decided.
number-
The number of units aren't decided at a time in the agreement.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you agree on a price, it doesn't matter that how much you are buying at. Okay, this would be an additional kind of information. If you are doing trade at mass level, obviously this number is going to be important. Okay. But if you agree on a profit, a price that okay, we're going to do trade on this price, it doesn't matter that how much he is buying at. Okay, if we wish, we can settle down, the number of units as well. We can fix it. That's not a big deal. Okay. But the real controversial thing is price. What's a derivative? So derivative is a financial contract whose value or whose payoff depends on stock or your underlying asset. Okay. At the moment I'm treating S as a stock actually, but in principle it could be anything else. It could be security, it could be something else than a stock. It's not necessarily stock. But it should be something which is random. And whenever I'm going to use this symbol D, so D is going to represent what? D of omega is going to be a function in the terms of a stock, okay? And this is going to represent the payoff of derivative, okay? It's a payoff of the derivative. So whether you're going to get something or you're not going to get something. So in case, just think about it. Why? This is also a good thing about, what this guy is doing actually. He is, the person with the long position and option. He is making his future risk-free. Isn't it? That's what he's doing. He's trying to make his future risk-free. But he needs to pay the price for it. And that price is premium. So if the stock is, say for example, less than K strike price, okay, then he's going to lose, and that thing is going to be the only premium. Well, the premium but the premium, you're going to see that it's a much better thing to lose than using something here. In other words, it's like, okay, you fix the price, but something bad economically happened and this gone up, okay? This went down, and you are in trouble. The payoff is going to be very bad.
Actually, seller knows the maximum price of this.
Okay, the both has to maximize their opportunity. We are assuming that no one is dumb. They know, they have expectations. But usually what happens that one who writes the option or one who is in the short position is the big investor. They have loads of money, like the banks, like the governments, like who has large amount of money. Okay, so if something happens, they have a kind of a back to cope. While this saving themselves or hedging the risk is usually done by the people who are like us. Okay, so I would like to finish this quickly.